Good morning, party people. How are we doing today? We're back in something you haven't seen in a while. The Panda P10. Yeah, it's driving, and it drives quite well. It's been a long journey, I think. Right now we're in August, and I picked up the car, what, 8-9 months ago? I don't even remember when I picked this thing up. But when I picked it up, if you guys remember, it wasn't running. It had issues that were unknown to me, unknown to Justin, the previous owner. And all I knew when I got it was the car will crank, but it won't turn over. And I think Justin had only maybe tested that a couple of times, but never really dove into it. Now, that's where I come into the picture. I buy the car and I bring it, and it's time for me to diagnose what's going on. So after weeks of fiddling with it, talking to Justin, who's a Nissan Master Tech, by the way, talking to him and trying to figure out what's going on with the car, I tested the fuel pump itself and ran direct power to it, and the fuel pump was fine. It primed. It went ahead and we had fuel pressure. So that was one of the main things, that when you turn the key into the on position, the fuel pump wasn't priming. So when given it direct power, it was priming. So I knew the fuel pump was good. Checked all fuses, tested all relays, everything that I knew that I could test, I did. And at this time, it was on a B14 P10 Jim Wolf tuned ECU. So my thought was maybe the ECU is bad. So I bought another Jim Wolf B14 P10 ECU that was tuned for a VE from Justin. And unfortunately that didn't change anything. I was thinking maybe the ECU was bad. So 2 ECUs in a row, don't think so. So I purchased a third and fourth stock P10 ECU from my buddy Andy out there in Cali. So shout out to Andy for that. And that still didn't work. It didn't prime the pump either. So now, knowing full well it's not an ECU issue, there's some wiring issue going on that I yet to understand. So what I did at that point was I dove into the wiring harness itself. The wiring harness is made by Dr. Looms. Shout out to Dr. Looms. Good customer service. Things may take a little longer than usual, but we all have lives, and he was great with his communication as far as letting me know where he was with my harness. And I'll explain that to you in a second. So again, Dr. Looms, good quality stuff. So the Dr. Looms harness that's in this car was obviously for the P10, but as I dove into it, there were a couple pins on the back of on the ECU side that were missing. I'll go ahead and post up that clip now. So the other portion I was talking about is right here in this harness. As you can see, I just went ahead and put a portion of the stock harness into those pins just to see what kind of voltage I was getting out of there. But, oh man, if this would focus, that'd be better. So, yeah, this is the top one is pin 56. The middle one is pin 61. And at the very bottom, you see a white wire. If I can, it'll focus right there. At the very bottom, there's a white wire. And that is pin, maybe I'll put an arrow to it right about now. That is pin 70. That is the only pin that is wired into this harness. And that's that white wire there at the very bottom. It's that guy right there. I can point at it with my pinky. It's this guy right here at the bottom. So that is pin number 70, and that's the one that's backup power to the ECU. And again, it should have these two, 56 and 61. So I'm just leaving that in there for Dr. Looms to go ahead and test. Again, great guy as far as customer service with this stuff, so I'm just excited for him to be able to go ahead and look at this and see if this was actually the problem, and if it is, I know he'll fix it, and maybe he'll find something else that may be not up to par. So as you can see, some of the pins were missing, and what I ended up doing was Sending the harness back to Dr. Looms. He was really good at his communication again. Let me know what it would cost to go ahead and repin it and add power to the pump. So that pin that was missing, I was suspecting was what would give power to the pump, and we would be all good to go. So I think it took about 5 weeks, 6 weeks for me to get the harness back from Dr. Looms. And I was crossing my fingers that this is what was going to be the issue. And while I had the harness sent off to Dr. Looms, I also had him go ahead and convert it to OBD1. Why OBD1? Well, because you have more tuning options when you're OBD1. When it's OBD2, you're very limited on what you can use to tune this thing. And I felt like it would be doing the car a disservice if it was just on a Jim Wolf off-the-shelf tune. Jim Wolf tunes are very conservative. For something like this, that's on Kelford cams that are a 20V N1 hybrid, I felt like the proper way to do it would be to give it a tunable ECU. So what I did was I had a spare Nismatronic ECU, which was the one that came out of my red car before I did the coil pack conversion. That car was tuned on N1 cams, VE exhaust, VE MAF, and so I figured, let me swap this over to a VE MAF. Shout out to Jose Beltre. He hooked me up with a VE MAF. I couldn't find the stock one I had that I had purchased from Andreas Miko years ago. I'm sure it's somewhere in my storage, but I found it. But I bought another one from Jose, and we were good to go. I plugged it in, got everything ready, got the harness back in, plugged that back in. It was like 2 in the morning, and this is what happened. All right, moment of truth. Moment of truth. I have key here. I swear I have not tested it myself yet. This is going to be, we're going to be finding out together. I don't know if I should have you guys look at my face while I turn the key for the first time, or I should just record me putting the key in the ignition and turning it. Let's just go with my face reaction so you can either see how excited I am or how upset I am based on how this turns out. All right, here we go. Keys in the ignition. Key is in the on or the ACC position. All right, I'm about to go to on. Will the pump prime? No. Pump is not priming. Yeah, I am done for the night. I will continue this in the morning. I need to get at least 8 hours of sleep to come back and figure out what I'm going to do, because there's still no power to the pump. Oh boy, this is... I'll see you guys in a bit. For you, it'll be seconds. For me, it'll be 8 hours later, and maybe my face will look a little more fresh, but I will see you guys in a bit. Yeah, it didn't start. It did not start, and it was oh man, it was terrible. But lo and behold, I checked all my wiring and all my plugs again, and I don't remember exactly what plug I was missing that wasn't connected up. But installing a harness into a car while the motor is in the car is not the most fun part. But after that, for the first time in years, this car hasn't run under its own power in years. Maybe something like 6 to 8 years or something like that. More, maybe more. This happened. All right, so I went to bed last night and I just kept thinking about this. What's going on? And I figured today I'd start at the pump and move my way back. But before I did that, as I showed you guys, I tested the relay up front. The relay's clicking, everything's good. There's voltages up there where they should be at that junction box up under the engine bay. So we're about to turn the key. You can tell I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous just because if this isn't it, man, if that is just a simple dumb mistake that I made that wouldn't power on the pump or wouldn't, shoot power to the pump, then man, this is gonna be awesome. Anyway, so let's go ahead,
and do this. Let's reach it over. Oh man. All right, let's do this. That's the accessories position on the key. Okay. We're about to go on. It's priming. It is priming. We have fuel pressure. We have fuel pressure. Oh man. 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 Let me just scoot through here. Let's check out this fuel pressure gauge. Yes. Yes, there it is. There it is. That's it. We have fuel pressure. We have fuel pressure. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a couple of days has passed, and at this point, I ordered the SR20VE MAF. I couldn't find the spare one I had in my storage, so I ordered one from Jose Beltre. So shout outs to him if you guys don't know who he is. Good guy. He's been around forever. He sells all kinds of SR20 parts from VE motors, DE motors, DETs, 20Vs, everything. Jose Beltre usually has it, and I'll put his information there and here at the bottom. But he got that MAF to me in, I don't know, 4 days, something like that. So it got to me pretty quick. So I have that in. I also couldn't find the routing for the power steering pressure switch. So I talked to Dr. Looms. He pointed me quickly in the direction of where it was. So I was able to find that. And because it's in a completely different spot now. But I found it, plugged it in, everything's ready to go. So as far as this car starting, it's ready to go. My garage is open. It's pouring outside. But I was too excited not to find out if this thing is going to start today or not. Everything is not in its final placement. There's a couple things I need to button up in here before this thing could be even considered roadworthy. So let me show you what we got. Yeah, let me show you how far I am so far. I went ahead and bought a new K&N cone filter. I went into my stash and I found that I actually had a pop charger for a VE E60 MAF. The MAF that came with the car was an actual, I think this is an E60. Yeah, this is an E60 MAF. And this would work just fine. This is what Justin had or planned to put in the car. But the problem with this is that it was tuned on, well, this is what the Jim Wolf ECU that it came with, the OBD2 style ECU that it came with was tuned for this MAF. We're about to turn this on, so let's do this together. Let's find out if it turns on for the first time. You know what? Let me fix that first because that's just bothering my OCD, and then we'll turn it on. All right, filter's fixed. I rotated it. Now let's go ahead and get inside and turn the car on. I have to tie the battery down. There's some covers missing there for the relays, there for some of the fusible links, and I have to pull some of this wiring through for the sensors, and that should be it. All right, time to get nervous. Time to find out if this thing is going to turn on for the first time ever. And we're gonna squeeze in here together. Oh man, because I can't squeeze in from the other side. So let's see if I can squeeze in through here. Huh. All right. So now we have to make it over to the other side here. Let's see if I can just jump seats. Yep, I can do that. All right, we're in the driver's seat now. Oh, you're in the driver's seat now. Okay, key, in the ignition, accessory position, power to the ECU. Not yet. Okay. On position. Pump is priming. You guys hear that? But there's the ECU. Definitely has power to it. You see the little red light. So let's see. Let's see if it turns on. All right. Scoop my seat up. Clutch is engaged. Okay, it's not in gear. Let's find out. There you go. It runs. It's alive. It is It's alive. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a sigh of relief. This thing runs. We did it. So now the garage is full. I can't get the car out. I don't want to asphyxiate myself in here. Yeah, so now we have to do all the initial setup for the startup and let the engine get to temp and all those amazing things, and that's going to be next. So it starts. That was the biggest concern I had. Man, that's awesome. So I will tidy everything up in the engine bay. I will tidy up everything up in here. If you guys like videos like this, please do like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching and joining me on this journey of getting this P10 back on the road. The Panda is alive. It's running. I am relieved, and I'm sure Justin is going to be happy to hear that this thing is running.
So now the car is running, it starts, and I have to go through it, make sure everything's correct. So luckily, my tune was pretty close. It's close enough to run the car. The car isn't tuned at the moment, but the car runs fine. Does it need a tune? Yes. I highly would definitely say it needs a tune very bad. And not very bad, but just for its specific application. This thing has a Fujitsu header, has a 2.5-inch Fujitsu exhaust, and I think for that reason alone, it'd be best to go ahead and have the car tuned. Because at that point, you want to have the tune specific to your car. So here's where we're at. So let's talk about what this car has, what makes it so special. And really, I haven't done like a full walk around of the car at all. I can go ahead and tell you some of the changes I've made, but let's go ahead and talk about it.
It is, again, a 1996 Infiniti G20. And it has pretty much everything of everything. The car has a full EGT kit. Colin out in Washington or Dane or those big G20 heads will tell me exactly what kind of kit this is. But this is, I believe, an EGT kit, EGT rear bumper, EGT side skirts, and EGT front bumper. And EGT front bumper. Has Moret headlights from the UK. Love them or hate them, they are on there and they're not going anywhere. They really are part of the original Panda and the look of the original Panda, so they have to stay. Has an in-pull front grille, carbon fiber hood. It is currently on 16x8 Regamaster Evos with the 1175 Stop Tech kit in the front from Fast Brakes. Again, shout outs to Brian Hasty who makes that kit. I did get the Regamaster center caps and put those on. It does have an in-pull rear wing, and from my understanding and what I remember, Justin was able to source these trim moldings. These are all new. He did repaint quite a couple of things, and if we go on the inside, it's black. So these are Recaros that were rewrapped in fantastic vinyl. They are very comfortable. So new Recaros in the front. It has a new Momo steering wheel that I put in. It does have pretty much all the amenities. I just got the AC going not too long ago. There was a provision, as I take these off, show you guys what you guys want to see. There was a provision in the Nismatronic ECU where you can activate the AC through as an auxiliary port in the breakout box. I forgot that I had that set up to activate my VVL cams in my red car, so I couldn't really quite get the AC to turn on. Once I went in there, That was like my last ditch effort to find out what's going on. Sure enough, AC kicked on. So the AC is working. The car has an SR20VE, Franklin 20V N1 cams. Excuse me, not Franklin, Kelford 20V N1 cams. Nismo strut bar, Fortunato 500 coilovers with Swift springs. Those are brand new. Those are from me. Also has now, like I had mentioned previously, the VE MAF. It has, I put an inline fuel pressure gauge just so we can know what's going on there in the fuel pressure. Justin was kind enough to put this nice dress-up kit. I believe that's the Mazworks dress-up kit. Replaced all the new bolts there for the exhaust studs. That header is a Fujitsu header. I had mentioned that earlier. It does have gauges for oil pressure, oil temperature, and water temperature. So that's all good. So it's good to have the vitals of the car. The car does have C's Performance subframe bushings. It does have C's Performance cross member bushings. It does have, I believe, even the C's Performance control arms. So it has a lot of C's Performance stuff from Charlie Salazar. And if you want Charlie's information and the things that he makes, a lot of Delrin and aluminum parts for the G20, you can find them on Facebook. I'll go ahead and put his information there at the top. Okay, so now that you guys know the car, let's talk about, again, the process of getting it here. It was really mainly figuring out why it wouldn't start, figuring that out, and then sending the harness off to Dr. Looms and getting that taken care of. It's now a running car, so I feel really good about that. The car did have ABS deleted. Justin deleted that. And it's good to know that the brakes work, suspension works great. The spring rate's fantastic. It's 9K, 7K, which is what I had chosen for this car on Swifts. It's a fantastic setup. And other than that, the car just needs little bits. I will say, if any of you out there, G20 guys, have a couple of trim pieces that are missing on the car. One of the trim pieces that's missing is the one that goes right here around the belt area. If you have that for a G20T, that should be gray and fuzzy. So that's something that is missing on the car, and I'm searching for it. Let me know. Email me, blipshipapex@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and put my email there at the bottom, and that's pretty much it to complete the car. Just a couple trim pieces. I will say, if anybody has a rear G20 seat that are out of a part out car, I do need the bracket that bolts the seat down to the bottom so it can hinge off of it. Other than that, the interior will be complete, and then it can get a tune, and then we're gonna be just right. So that is what's going on with the car at the moment. I don't know why it's attracting so many flies. Maybe it's because it's a piece of, nope, not going there. No, the car honestly is a great car. It has been, I've been driving it, just to know that it's been driving again, it's awesome. Hopefully, you know, in my grand scheme of things and in my head, my dream would be, although I love it, as I really do, I love the look of it, I love that it's driving, I love that it's mechanically sound. My dream would be to pass this along, or pass this car on to someone like Joe, who was the original owner of the Panda, who started this whole car to where it is today, or even Justin, who is the person who bought the Panda and started to resurrect it years ago and put all this work, money, and time into it, and get it back to one of them so that they can enjoy it. Because honestly, my enjoyment was getting it together and saving it more so than owning it. Really, to me it's just fantastic to see it back on the road and save it before anybody else could have got it and not appreciate it, and I do appreciate it. So maybe that's just a pipe dream, but maybe we can make that happen. That would be awesome, because there's a lot of only G20 heads and people who appreciate these cars would know why this car is important. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the Panda and let you guys know what's going on with it. I know it's been a while. Like I said, I hadn't really updated on it, but it's just, I've been just testing it, driving it, putting miles on it, putting heat cycles in it, and trying to go ahead and figure out what else it needs. But I think what it needs is just somebody to drive it more and enjoy it more. I love looking at the thing though. There's just something with the 16x8 Regamasters on it. The BBSs were nice, but I'm more of a JDM Regamaster kind of guy than a Euro guy. The LMGT2s would look fantastic on it as well, but we'll see where that goes. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like content like this, if you want more G20 videos, like and subscribe. Put it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the car. And yeah, how about some beauty shots? Well, I couldn't end it on that note, guys. I obviously was parked right next to the entrance to the tail of the Dragon, and I couldn't help myself. The car was too good. It was driving well. It was driving magnificently. And so I had to take the trip down or up the Dragon and now back down the Dragon. So I had to get those kill boy shots, those 129 Bodo shots, those 129 Slayer shots that everybody posts online of them at the Dragon. So I had to do that for sure. I was gonna stop and turn around, but there's a Miata Fest going on, and I just had to do it. I had to do it. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, it's tracking my face, but look at it. It wanted to. It made it up just fine. It is a dream to drive the Panda up the Dragon. It's a great car. I mean, it handles the road so well. P10. I missed having a P10, and this one's so well sorted at this point after everything that Justin has done and I've done, and the guys at Eurospec with the alignment. It's fantastic. Again, I can't say enough. So I'll try to get some footage on the way back. I didn't think of it. I'm seriously just caught. I just got caught in the moment, and I just started driving, and here I am at the bottom of the Dragon, right to the entrance to Fontana Dam. But I'll try to get some footage on the way back up. But again, if you like content like this, guys, I do appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. I will try to get more videos on the Panda at this point, but it's pretty much done after a tune. Other than that, it's just me enjoying it and driving it around. It's been getting a lot of looks like that guy. Hi. The guy broke his neck in a convertible Miata to go ahead and look at the Panda. I wonder what the heck it is, I'm sure. But it's been awesome. So many people look at it and wonder what it is. As I was taking pictures at the bottom, at the beginning of this video, I had so many people stop and ask me, hey, what is that? I can't figure out what it is. One guy said, I think it's a G20. He was the only one that was right. Everybody else was completely off or just didn't know what it was. I hate to keep giving you just like walk around shots and stuff like that. So I will try to get video for you guys of me driving back up the Dragon. But this thing is just so, yeah, it's good. It is really good. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming to this channel and watching this channel. It's been awesome. The last video with Krishna got like 50,000 views, and that to me that's a milestone. I just want to get the stories out for the people who own these things, and hopefully one day I will put Justin on here, or maybe even Joe. Maybe one day I'll get their story on their previous ownership of the Panda to find out what really gets them going on this stuff. Like what really gets them into these cars and why do they have that passion for it. So if you guys like videos like that, Comment down below. Till the next time, guys, it might be a while. Things are changing, and so videos are coming slower and slower, but I do have a couple more Miami videos that I have not posted yet, and you will see. So until next time, peace.